Kasa de la Muntanya is one of the oldest squats in Barcelona, occupied for the last 25 years. Tonight it's hosted the Flamenco Thief, but it's also hosting a group of Europe's most influential hackers. Amir Taki is one of Bitcoin's key developers. A former professional poker player and video game designer, he's a self-taught programmer and was even expelled from his school for hacking.
From a very young age, I was reading about science, I was playing video games. You're seeing all these different scenarios, these little worlds, 3D worlds, and you start to see things that you could improve or make better.
It's an unusual setting for someone touted as a future billionaire, but Amir was recently named by Forbes magazine as one of the top 30 tech entrepreneurs under 30. He rewrote the source code for Bitcoin from the ground up.
I started to get into open source, which is a movement of people around the world building software. A lot of the software that we use and depend on, like the software in our routers, the software in supercomputers, the software on the internet runs Linux. And Linux is built by people around the world, built by community. This is software that's worth billions, more than Microsoft or Mac OS X. It's incredible, and people all around the world coming together and developing software around principles.
The principles of free software driving this movement have led some developers to work in a network of squats around the world.
But so you and Amir are doing the bulk of the work? Or?
That wallet itself, generally yes.
Pablo Martin is one of the main developers working with Amir on the dark wallet. He's been living and working in squats around the world for the last 12 years. I've been spending time with them as they prepare for the release of the software.
With squatting, I see as a way where I can, don't need to work so much for the money, but work for learning and then work on the things that really matter for me or for other people.
In the squat, they live off very little money, getting some of their food for free by dumpster diving from supermarkets.
We don't do it ourselves. When we are working, we are not spending the time skipping, so we're just getting the food and that's it.
Yeah. And what time do you think you'll get to bed tonight?
Depends. But maybe I'm feeling tired after I finish this, so it's a couple hours, or maybe I stay until the morning.
The next day, everything is quiet in Kasa de la Muntanya. But not everyone has been asleep.
I've just woken up. It's morning here in the squat. While I've been asleep, the Dark Wallet team has been busy working all night on the project.
The team are working on other tools as well, including telephone encryption and Wi-Fi.net, which provides free Wi-Fi to people in rural areas of Spain using peer-to-peer technology.
And do you think people are hungry for these kind of tools?
Yeah, completely. Like with the telephony, everyone wants to join, and even people in other countries is using it, or calling, we want to pay you some money. And with the dark wallet, it's like, wow, people really need it,
It's very important that when you are developing tools to empower people, to give people more responsibility, more sovereignty over their lives, it's not enough that you're just developing them in a black box. You need to actually be deploying them with people who are actually using your tools.
One of the tools Amir and Pablo are bringing to the community is a Bitcoin ATM. It's not up and running while we're there, but the goal is for people to be able to use the dark wallet with the machine. Eventually, people will be able to buy and sell Bitcoins and exchange them for euros. Beyond local applications, Amir sees Bitcoin as a political tool, able to influence situations like that in Iran, where his father's from.
The situation in Iran is very volatile. The uses I give for people in Iran to use Bitcoin is evade sanctions by the US, evade government censorship of currency payments in Iran, and use it to hedge against the rial.
Using software for political activism is common among this community and can be controversial, but it's the reason these developers give up potential millions to live like this.
Have you sacrificed a lot to be where you are?
Yeah. A few times I was homeless, many times without money. You're so often just by yourself, isolated. It's sometimes difficult.
The squat lifestyle may not be to everyone's taste, but for this movement, the open source way of life fits perfectly with their way of coding.